Hey everyone, Noah St. John here from noahstjohn.com and affirmations.com. And welcome to the Ask Noah St. John show right here on noahnation.com. I am here on, thank you. I am here on noahnation.com every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, answering your questions about how to get rid of your head trash, get unstuck, find your voice, and automate your business so you can have more time freedom, personal freedom, and financial freedom. So go ahead and ask me anything you want right here on this page. Send me some hearts, send me some smiley faces, send me some thumbs up, because the more that you engage with this program, the more Facebook will share it with its friends and your friends and all friends. And then that's how we can change the world and up-level the consciousness of the human race. All right, so again, my name is Noah St. John from noahnjohn.com and affirmations.com. And be sure to go to noahnjohn.com right here and make sure that you get my new book. It's called Get Rid of Your Head Trash. And it's absolutely free. You can download that at noahnjohn.com. We've also got some very exciting new announcements coming up and some new programs that I'm going to be announcing just in the next few weeks. So I'm really excited. So keep your eye out for those. Those of you who are on my mailing list, make sure you watch out for those. And also you can go to noahnjohn.com and catch up on any of the past episodes here of the Ask Noah St. John show. You can also go to my YouTube channel, which is watchnoahtv.com. Now today we're going to be continuing my look at one of my favorite books and one of the classic books in self-help literature. It's called How to Stop Worrying and Start Living by Dale Carnegie. Now, this book has traveled with me all over this great country of ours, because I certainly have had a lot of worry problems over the years, and worry has been a big problem for me throughout my life, and this book has really helped me. So I'm sharing it with you in the hopes that it will help you as well, and any worry problems that you may be having, hopefully this will help you. And if you have any questions you'd like to ask me, go ahead and type them right in here. And remember to send me some smiley faces and thumbs up and hearts, so that we can share this with even more people. Be sure, and by the way, you can tag your friends here on noahnation.com for these broadcasts. All right, so we're looking at chapter 4 here, how to analyze and solve worry problems. I keep six honest serving men. They taught me all I knew. Their names are What and Why and When and How and Where and Who, by Rudyard Kipling. 6 serving men. What, why, when, how, where, and who. So Dale Carnegie writes, will the magic formula of Willis H. Carrier, described in part 1, chapter 2, solve all worry problems? No, of course not. Then what is the answer? The answer is that we must equip ourselves to deal with different kinds of worries by learning the 3 basic steps of problem analysis. Those 3 steps are, number 1, get the facts. Number 2, analyze the facts. Number 3, arrive at a decision and then act on that decision. Obvious stuff? Yes, Aristotle taught it and used it. And you and I must use it too if we're going to solve the problems that are harassing us and turning our days and nights into veritable hells. Let's take the first rule, get the facts. Why is it so important to get the facts? Because unless we have the facts, we can't possibly even attempt to solve our problem intelligently. Without the facts, all we can do is stew around in confusion. Do you agree with that? I know I do. I mean, a lot of times we just don't have the facts and we're going on assumptions. And of course, that's going to cause not only a lot of confusion, but also a lot of bad decisions. What Dean Hawkes says here, who's quoted in this book, if a person will devote his time to securing facts in an impartial, objective way, his worries will usually evaporate in the light of knowledge. Now, is that always true? Well, of course not. That's why he says usually, but many times that's not true, but many times it is. But what do most of us do? If we bother with facts at all, and Thomas Edison said in all seriousness, there is no expedient to which a man will not resort to avoid the labor of thinking. If we bother with facts at all, we hunt like bird dogs after the facts that bolster up what we already think and ignore all the others. We only want the facts that justify our acts, and the facts that fit conveniently in with our wishful thinking and justify our preconceived prejudices. Now, this was written, almost 100 years ago, and look how applicable it is today. right? Here today we have Facebook, we have the 24-hour news cycle, and many studies have shown that everybody is only listening to people who are exactly like them, right? Republicans listen to Republicans and think the Democrats are insane. The Democrats listen to the Democrats and think the Republicans are nuts, and on and on and on. The libertarians don't listen to anybody. I mean, it just goes on and on. So, I mean, isn't it amazing that this book was written nearly a century ago, and look how true it still is. It's more true now than ever. We only want the facts that justify our acts, the facts that fit in conveniently with our wishful thinking and justify our preconceived prejudices. There's a quote here: everything that is in agreement with our personal desires seems true. Everything that is not puts us into a rage. Wow, these words have never been more true. Really? Isn't that amazing? And so the point is, here we are, we're on social media. Everybody's only listening in their own echo chamber. That's what a lot of people in the media are calling it now, an echo chamber, because you put out an opinion and you only want to listen to people who have the same opinion as you. So what can we do about it? We have to keep our emotions out of our thinking. Yeah, that's easy, isn't it? Yeah, we humans are so rational. We're so logical, aren't we? Remember Mr. Spock on Star Trek? He's always shaking his head going, man, you humans are weird. You're so illogical. No duh. And this is not an easy task when we're worried. I would argue it's not an easy task anytime, right? To have impartial facts or to take our emotions out of it. Basically, it's not really going to happen. When we are worried, our emotions are riding high. There's a great story in here that I want to share with you. All right, because I remember this story very well, and it's very powerful, and it's the case of Galen Litchfield. He was in China in 1942 when the Japanese invaded Shanghai. Here's his story. Shortly after the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor, they came swarming into Shanghai. I was the manager of the Asia Life Insurance Company. They sent us an army liquidator, really an admiral, and gave me orders to assist this man in liquidating our assets. I didn't have any choice. I would cooperate or else, and the or else was certain death. I went through the motions of doing what I was told, but there was one block of securities worth $750,000, which I left off the list I gave to the admiral. I left that block of securities off the list because they had nothing to do with the Shanghai assets. At the same time, I feared I might be in hot water if the Japanese found out what I had done, and they soon found out. I wasn't in the office when the discovery was made, but my head accountant was there. He told me that the admiral flew into a rage, called me a thief and a traitor. I had defied the army, and I would be thrown into the bridge house, the torture chamber of the Japanese Gestapo. I had personal friends who had killed themselves rather than be taken to that prison. I had other friends who died in that place after 10 days of questioning and torture. Now I was slated for the bridge house. What was I going to do? I heard the news on a Sunday afternoon, and I should have been terrified, and I would have been terrified if I hadn't had a definite technique for solving my problems. Now, here's the point of the story. For years, whenever I was worried, I went to my typewriter and wrote down 2 questions and the answers. Number 1, what am I worrying about? And number 2, what can I do about it? I used to try to answer those questions without writing them down, but I stopped years ago. So I went and wrote down, what am I worried about? I am afraid I will be thrown into the bridge house tomorrow morning, right? That's a pretty good thing to be worried about. I mean, that's a pretty big thing, right? Then the second question, what can I do about it? I spent hours thinking out and writing down 4 courses of action I could take and the probable consequence of each action. Number 1, I can try to explain to the admiral, but he doesn't speak English. I may stir him up again, and that might mean death, for he is cruel, and he'd rather dump me in the bridge house. Number 2, I can try to escape. Impossible. They keep track of me all the time. I'll probably be captured and shot. Number 3, I can stay here in my room and not go to the office again. If I do, the admiral will be suspicious, will get soldiers to send me, and I'll probably get thrown in the bridge house without a chance to say a word. And number 4, I can go down to the office as usual on Monday morning. If I do, there's a chance that the admiral will be so busy that he will not think about what I did. Even if he does think of it, he may have cooled off and may not bother me. If this happens, I'm all right. Even if he does bother me, I'll have a chance to explain it to him. So that gives me 2 chances to escape the bridge house. As soon as I thought it all out and decided to accept the 4th plan, go down as usual on Monday morning, I immediately felt relieved. When I entered the office the next morning, the Admiral sat there with a cigarette. He glared at me, said nothing. 6 weeks later, thank God, he went back to Tokyo and my worries were ended. As I have already said, I probably saved my life by sitting down that Sunday afternoon and writing out all the various steps I could take and then writing down the probable consequence of each step and calmly coming to a decision. If I hadn't done that, I might have floundered and hesitated and done the wrong thing on the spur of the moment. If I hadn't thought out my problem and come to a decision, I would have been frantic with worry all Sunday. I wouldn't have slept. I would have gone down to the office Monday morning with a harassed and worried look, and that alone might have aroused a suspicion of the Admiral and spurred him to act. Experience has proved to me time after time the enormous value of arriving at a decision. It is the failure to arrive, listen, it is the failure to arrive at a fixed purpose, the inability to stop going round and round in maddening circles that drives men to nervous breakdowns and living hell. I find that 50% of my worries vanish once I arrive at a clear, definite decision. And another 40% usually vanishes once I start to carry out that decision. There you go, folks. I really love that story. I think about that story a lot. I mean, of course, you and I aren't going to be, have the chance to be thrown into a prison. We're not at war and so on. But, do you see the point of that story? The point of the story is so many of us are just running around in maddening circles, on our way to nervous breakdowns, living hells. But once we arrive at a clear and definite decision and then start to take action, your worries tend to, if not completely disappear, certainly dissipate. There comes a time when we must decide and act and never look back. So here you go. There's just 4 steps. Number 1, what am I worrying about? So write that down. Write it down. Don't think about it. Write it down. Okay? Number 2, what can I do about it? Okay? So I've used this technique many, many times. So what am I worrying about? Let's say, you're having money problems or relationship problems or health problems, whatever it might be. What can I do about it? So write down all the possible things you could do, like Galen Litchfield did. So even no matter how crazy there are, and this might be a great time to talk with your mentor or a coach or a loving mirror or your spouse or somebody, get some ideas. You can post it here on Facebook, get some ideas. Hey guys, here's my problem that I'm facing. What do you guys think? I mean, we see this happening all the time now, and this is great. Now, of course, you got to be careful if it's a private issue. You don't want to post it in a public forum because then anybody can see it. So, of course, use your best judgment there. Certainly, it's great to talk to a mentor, a coach, a spouse, a loving mirror. The question number 3, here's what I'm going to do about it. So once you get all of the things, once you list everything you could do or can do, all the possibilities, then make a decision. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go on this road. And then when am I going to start doing it? Okay, so the point is, it is about gathering the facts, writing down your possibilities, your options, what you could do, and then making a decision. What's the one course you're going to take? Just like if you're driving from New York to Los Angeles, there's many, many ways you could go, but you can only go one at a time. You can't drive on 2 different roads or 5 different roads or 10 different roads at one time. You can only take one step at a time, one brick at a time, as Will Smith liked to say. All right, so I have used this technique. It's helped me. I hope it will help you as well. All right, so our affirmation of the day today is this. Here's our affirmation of the day. Really? This happens all the time. I press copy and paste and it doesn't copy and paste. So here it is again. Really? There you go. I'm going to change it here. Why do I gather facts and take inspired action? Let's see if that'll fit. Why do I gather the facts and take inspired action? How's that, huh? You like that? All right, so for everyone here at SuccessClinic.com, I'm Noah St. John. Make sure to join me here on NoahNation.com every Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific, where I help you get rid of your head trash, right? Worry is just another form of head trash. Get rid of your head trash. Get unstuck, find your voice, and automate your business. So for everyone here at successclick.com, I'm Noah St. John. See you next time, everyone, and I look forward to being a part of your success story. See you next time.